Hi, fam. Okay. My goal here, this channel is for you. It's yours to do whatever you want me to do with it for you. I happen to be very, very gifted in seeing things that usually aren't seen. So I'm nicely begging, let me know, direct me where I need to go with you. My goal is to first eliminate the energy of pain. And it's not by intellectually just understanding it. It needs to be from such a high place. The wisdom of it needs to resonate with you. And truth will resonate with you because truth is not man-made. So it will resonate with the body. Should I be so blessed to hit it with your emotional imprint. Now, the reason I focus on these little remnants of pain, I say little because they are the nothingness of which I plan on having them return to, is because they are the last step before you walk into your power. This is why you were born this way in this time, because it's Aquarian age for a very special reason. This is where you blossom. This is where it's such an understatement to say the world, and that God needs you here. It's an under fucking statement. You are from another place. Even though everyone is, you've brought that with you. So it's very important that I successfully touch upon any residue of pain left there so that your heart expands and you can take in to feed you, so that the truth of who you are, the light of who you are, shines no matter what. And anybody throwing anything, and again, you're only going to see that, be aware of that, if you hang around people or listen to things that make you feel you need to fear that, and that's around, and now you got to be stronger. You don't got to be anything. You just got to be plugged in, man. Because you will just be so like the sun. You will singe the motherfuckers. Anyone or anything that is not bright like you will just won't come close to you. Won't come close to you. So I want to touch on one little thing. Why did that person, and you know which one I'm talking about because you already have them here. Why did that person seek to destroy you in such a way, and here's the key point now, when you were most vulnerable, most, keyword again, innocent, in your trust, in your love for them, in your snugness, in what you thought was a haven of safety and love of the highest order that matched you inside. There's no way you would have attracted someone that matched you inside, because your family and your friends and a couple other experiences you had already caked on dirt that, well, it incubated what you are inside. That didn't go away anywhere, although there was injections trying to suck you dry, yes, but for the most part, since you had mounds of shit all over you caked on, you attracted maggots, parasites, vultures, vampire suckers, blood suckers. I said in one of the other videos, and it's just very, very important, and I feel so emotional and blessed that I could see this, and I hope it can help you. Where there's clarity, fear can't enter. There's no need for it. There's also no room. And that's because if you take a situation and you take it and travel all the way back to its seed, and you correctly see the seed, there won't be any of the daggers that are still screwing with your software. It'll evaporate when you understand this one simple thing. Call it an arc, call it a player, call it a mentally ill person, because as far as I'm concerned, they're mentally ill because they don't have a sense of self. This is why they have to listen or are influenced by others, things, and whatever. They don't have a core of themselves. Poor things. Now, the reason why they did what they did to you and why it blew up like that at that moment where you were most feeling safe thinking, when you were most feeling like you've put in so much and that was it, or especially when you've endured so much to prove to them how loyal to the bone fiber you are, did it go down. Here's the one thing that's usually overlooked. When a person sees you most innocently vulnerable, and I don't want to say clingy, but I'll say leaning on them, dependent on that love, or worse, codependent, it is at that moment that they are triggered because you are mirroring a place in them where they got taken advantage of, where they were abused. In order for them not to go back there, they would have to switch roles right here and now. They would have to become the attacker. They would have to pierce you and to kill the innocence of which they died at, because they cannot take that in. They're frozen in time. They're in this decay womb, and this is why they worked so hard to gain your trust, because they long to achieve that innocence. But the moment that they see it, the moment that they feel your innocence and your complete dependence on them, is the moment it reignites their abuse. And believe me, they had abuse. That switch of them turning on you, and that's why you don't really recognize them, like you never saw anything like this. And yes, they have masks, and yes, they pretend to be and this and that, but to be that vile, it means they're trying to kill something. And what they're trying to kill and stop is a part of themselves, trying to be reborn so that they can feel what happened and be released. See, that would be the lesson. Call it a lesson. That would be a big karmic overture, and that would be the blessing of your love accepting them with all their ways. That's what that would have been. But you weren't meant to be a band-aid, and you weren't meant to be a cast so that someone's limbs can sort of try to mend. Although a lot of you I know have stayed there for many, many years. But if you can just understand this person, this thing, this whatever you want to call it, who did what seems so inhuman, like even a stranger would not do this to you, even an enemy perhaps would not do this to you. They're not operating in the present. They are a puppet. And it's a very simple matter of seeing the blue screen of death on your computer. They went into numb mode, and then they had to put out a virus. So they were defending a part of them that they can't feel. So they flipped it. This is why they had to now be the abuser. And this is why this happens all the time. So please take that in. I hope it makes sense. Understand it was like when the doctor hits your elbow and you do this, and if it's in front of his face, you'll knock him off. That's all that was. That's all that was. These people, it doesn't even matter that they're not on your level, but they're just not capable of loving. That's what addictions are all about. Running away from the self. That is their mindset, running away from the self. They don't know how to love themselves. They are so lost. And I'm not saying this for you to kind of feel, although it's tempting, oh good, they're just fucked for life. I'm doing this so you understand that when they saw a mirror of themselves, they had to stop it, or in their mind and their psyche, it's happening all over again. So it forced them to be the abuser. That's all that was. I hope that helps. Bye for now. And thank you for being all that you are in spite of all that has happened.